I was trying to go for the background pic, but looks like we're live here. Going into symbolism. And I want to get that picture right there of that pulpit. I can't talk right now. I'll get into it, yeah. Brings us into the news. Getting set up here. So it's like we're jumping into it. Another thing I want to get into is the shark. See the omega in my helmet, and it's kind of like a Batman symbol. Put my own symbol there. So that's also going to get into the symbolism with Thor and Author. See, these look like thorns. Just getting into the north. This is Nordic. And N has to do with center. All right, this is an organic one here. We're doing focusing energy here. So, interesting thing about the samurai, they use the crab, the Japanese crab, as the mask. And also like the 6 and the 9, the crab is like the bottom, like the scavenger animal of the sea. The harvester, I get, or crawler. So this is getting, so, and so we see the symbolism with like the crown at the top. H is the ladder, it's the letter, it's between heaven and hell, which is even in 1, L is 1. We always see the 5-star at the center. In the houses that have the 5-star, usually have a star popping out. The 6. So the star emanates, and this also has to do with start. And I'm gonna get to starfish. Should we say like start and finish? Should pull them here. Get into darts. I'm right-handed, shoot with the left. So we're getting into the bullseye. We're gonna get into the bullseye. So bullseye is pull I, which is energy. Which has to do with my channel, which is RENÉG. And we see the N in lightning. We always see that in electricity. In lightning, the word lightning has 2 N's in it. So N has to do like with connection. And also get into life and death. So I get a camera person. I'm gonna be doing my own thing out of my mobile office. So when we look at words, we know words are like swords, and it starts with 1. Like the sword from the stone. So when we look at LMNO, just like the lightning, we see the L and the O, which is the 1 or the O, or which is the 10. You can see that as a tension, or we can see that as a net connected. And if you do the numbers of the letters, 0 equals 1. And it equals, you kind of see sequels, like Ezekiel's wheel, doing a will. The will has the 2 L's, which we can see that as G-force, as connecting. This has to get into frequencies. And then coincidences, vibration. So check it. When we speak, words are like vibratory frequencies, and there's signals, which are signs. Signs L, like a pen. And we see O pen, like the 1 is the pen, the O is the 0, which is also the focus. So we O pen, and then sesame is sesame, energy. So we're connecting this. This is how we're on point, because words and frequencies are spiraling all over the place. Just like words have multiple interpretations, perceptions. Check this. When we get into cards, we talk about start. Starts at home. You know, everything emanates from the embryo. And M, we see M in 8. We could see M in 8. And we're dealing with reflection. And we're also dealing with the heart. So heart is here to there. So when we speak, we're speaking to there. I'm gonna have some background noise. Keep the air cool. So this is having to do with the omnipresent, omnipotence as well. I'm going to get into that, some symbolism, dealing with the chakra, and that how that spells the shark A. We see A as being a shark, and this also gets into Noah knowing the A, and Willy Wonka, which is Noah, and it's also getting into Joan, which is join A, and then we see that the reflection of that also being the V. We look at cards, the high and the low card, clean up a little bit, is the ace. So the ace of spades is the one that's got the face. We see face and ace. So this also has to do with words and emphasis, because emphasis is M faces. So the heart is the middle, and if you do the numbers with the letters, it equals 8 when you spell heart. And no, that's 7. Heart is 7, which is sever. Which is also going to get me into the Superman symbol with the triangle and the S in the middle, which is also symbiotic with the yin yang. So we look at the ace is also the 1. And so we see the yin yang, this AI, the 1 is also like the I. And we see sever, separate. We see severing the 8. So a deck of cards is 54 cards, which is 9, including the Joker. There's 2 Jokers. Or it's 52 cards without the Joker. So we get 7 or 9. So we're separating the 8. So like in a game of pool, which looks like the I, because you got the pool stick and the cue ball. you hit the 8, separate the 8, which is also the triangle where the balls are lined up. So just like the L to the O to the M and the N, just like emanate, and we see time and emit. So we're dealing with frequencies. And so this is the electromagnetism also coming with the heart. And check this. I noticed this right here on the $20 bill. When you look at the end, this running the camera person, you can see the focus on that. You see the Batman face where it says EN. It's interesting. It's also kind of easy. It's easy for me to see. What see the Batman face on the, it's the E sideways. You see the Batman face. So we know what abracadabra, we're dealing with A and B, which makes me think of bone too, because A is 1 and then B makes me think of bone, like skull and bones. I'm doing some ballsy shit right now. Speaking of B, there's B's right there. But that also has to do with movement, because we're dealing with 2. So the ace is also dealing with pace. Ace is also dealing with pace. And erase, the high and low card. Energy. I don't want to lose my track here. Emergency, that's also dealing with pace and movement. Oh, damn. So with the Joker has the O. So the ace is the 1. Ace is the 1, and the Joker is the O. So we see the 10. And we're also dealing with tension and a tension. And I was just thinking, this is like abracadabra, which is speaking. So babble. We're dealing with accents, which is dealing with action. It's action. But it's also the Atman. So dealing with Batman back to the B is movement of the Atman. So I want to get to these notes. It's LMNO, O, and the N turn, we get the Oz, which is also dealing with weight, dealing with ounce, just like gram. So say pent, a gram, pent, it's pent frequencies, and A is dealing with open, A, just like triple A, which is like 3 pyramids, is dealing with open. When you're born, the first thing you do is open your mouth. So that's another way of looking at the A and the B. When we look at the N, the A and the M, we have this folding symbol right here with the triangle. So whether it's folded up or folded down, it's still another way of looking at the 3 triangles. And so then when we look at atom, speaking of Atman, we split. You can see that as a split circle with a rib splitting the circle. It's 2 capital D's because we're dealing with reflection. We see the arrow up and the arrow down. So how everything emanates, like from the heart. Damn. M and 8. So another thing I want to talk about is, I don't know if you can see this here, the waters above and the waters below. So this is, below is bellow, and below is like bellows. The bellows is also like, it has to do with eating too. Um, but when we talk about bell, I was talking about the bell and splitting the bell, has to do with the A and the O, which is also the 1 and the 0. So when we deal with Jesus nailed to the cross, we're also dealing with angles, because an angle, not only deal with English and angles. Shoot, I gotta erase this here. We're also dealing with G, lane, which is Jesus, and he's nailed to the cross. So Jesus was nailed to the cross. So we're dealing with angles, and they say, what do you come across something? It's a cross. So check this out with the A cross. You can see the shark fin, dealing with chakra too as well. So just like author is spelled with A, and then you have Thor, which is also like the UV. In that picture I showed, Thor's eyes were red. Which usually means you're tired. It's just like tie, red. Damn. So Moses could be looked at as like says, because that's speaking vibration into symbols and sounds. So when you look at music, like musical notes, they call it musical notes. We'll say B is movement, A is 1, which is stagnant. Musical notes move, also like a lowercase g, or p. One second, I had a note on that one. Musical notes. Oh yeah. So mu could be as like too. But then we have sickle, like sickle. Notes. So notes is also stone, right? So sword from the stone is notes from tones. So like in the cards, we got the bicycle. Which is like 2 cycle. And you got roads. So this can also look as Bible. This can be looked at as the Bible. So that's also going to get into this right here, which is when you enter a town, whenever you go into a town, which can be seen as tone, also seen as a tone, dealing with notes, musical notes, tones, towns. When you enter, when you see through the retina, you see light through the retina, and this is weight. You know, you have to read through, which is dealing with red. You're dealing with the present time of red, because that's what presents, which is now, which makes me think of Reading. Oh my God, because PA is Pennsylvania, AB, absolutely. So whoa. Anyway, so pages are stages as well. When you turn the P, it could also be a lowercase g. When you see dark side, D as a lowercase d, you could flip it, and that's a P, and we could see spark. Spark is in dark, in darks. Inside we see dice also too. Like when you pair a dice, pairing dice, there's usually two dice. This one has that 3 too, and volume 3. We're dealing with love too, because we're dealing with the heart. So the heart is dealing with one heart. It's split. That's another way of breaking the 8, because when you deal with hearts, hertz, HERTZ of energy, you're dealing with the 8. So we're talking about breaking the hertz. So we're dealing with the accents. The accents is dealing with the action. The Tower of Babel, which is dad. So hang on. Your notes. Notice city side. City 20. Yeah. Yep. Towers. So 7. Check this out with the twin towers. 9 equals 11, and 7 equals 11. And we're dealing with Eve too, with this Adam and Eve symbology. We know that the M flipped is the W, and the A to Z is the alphabet. We're splitting the alphabet. I kind of see Sunni in that one, but I don't know. But the 2 G's is dealing with the G force, energy, and see the liquid swords. We're dealing with water. So we're dealing with light, energy, and this gets me into the Wizard of Oz. Because in the Wizard of Oz, we also see O2, because the Z also looks like a 2. And then we have also H2O, which is that up and down. So we're dealing that water's above, water's below. And in that W, we constantly see, which is also the 23, which is the 5. We always see that the 5 is the sickle. Like we got the two sickle, musical. And so we calculate. So calculate, like it's only calculus is like less too, because late. So we're dealing with now, because they say noun is something that is energy, own. Hang on. Noun is stagnant too, because verse is movement. So conversate. Con is also ankh. Con has one word that's synonymous, and that's sin. Sin and shine, and ko is color. So we see sin ko in the 5, which is also like fire, which makes me think of the phoenix. And my friend Felix passed away. But in this, we see these symbols of experiences, like tails. We see Tesla, and then Moses on the slate. Damn, we can only see slate here. The slate is also the chessboard. And we're dealing with con chess. We're dealing with knocking. Chessboard. Shit is deep. Lots of symbology here. So we can also see the con chess like split with the 7. Looking at that. So with the bell, we see Alpha Omega. Which is 10 letters. Put this on a stand. Yes. No. We're still going. Sorry, I'm checking for comments too. So when we say momentum, we're saying momentum and we're dealing with 3 M's. So we're dealing with 3 M's with momentum, and like we're getting into the 369. Shit's deep. 3 is 5 letters, so what 5 represents the edge. So doing the 5 together is the palms. The palms. So in the Bible, we build with our palms. The palms of our hands. We got cuts. So in that, there's more here. And now in Adam too, when we put the 2 D's together as a circle, we see Aum. So we're gonna do another one with a picture of a seesaw, because I want to really get into that one. The whole concept. It was a split circle with a rib. Right here, we see that too in Alpha Omega, I believe. Too. Same symbol in Alpha Omega. Remember, A is the 1. So too, also in chakra, we see crash. Spell it that way. We see crash. Just like the waves, right? Moses, momentum. Still on here. Okay. So we're dealing with directions. So we say open sesame. We also see Moses in that. We see says. So we're directing frequency to sounds. So in Phoenix too, we also see hope, and then we see Nix. For that one. We also see the oldest cave symbol here. Represents a person. Which is that K that's split. So the K is that 11. Damn, we see the aces too. We see 2 aces. Like 2 faces almost. Shit. And this is like this one's really good. This is really fucking good. Turn that background noise down. I don't want anything distracting this shit. So NRG. So we're dealing with vibration, like left and right. We're dealing like vibration. So it's almost like an analogy, NLG, when we deal with angle. So we got angle and NLG. And directing energy. So we got that right and left. We look at where things kind of fold and flip. Try to see comments on here. Hang on 1 second. There we go. Shock. Okay, now I can see. Yes. So when you say from, we're dealing with sense. Fucking love it. Thank you. With the chat, I want that to stay up so I can see it. Notice. Damn. Notice is different than thought. Because we see thought. What am I talking about? When we say notice, we don't question, we notice. And that is to not. Different ways of looking at that. Like I could say that as tone. But you see ice. So this also has to do with the K. And when you think, just like we write, because we write our thoughts, with that T and the K, just like we talk. N is like the center, but hang on, what I want to get into is the symbolism here. Now, because not can also be like a quiet K right here. And just like we're dealing with tension, when we're dealing with frequency and vibration. This is so deep. This is so deep. I want to get into the form. Because when we say form, because that links into the tension, we're saying for M, and this has to do with emphasis is M faces. Just like the money, there's always the faces. Damn, check it. Still on. It's like an earthquake from these epiphanies I'm having. When you look at 20, you see the tie. Like there's a stamp. Went. Dealing with scent. Like signature. We see tie. We see tie. And so when someone's knighted by the queen, they like kneel, and it's like they're cut, and then they stand up. Something that's small, they say tie. They to tie your knee. And that's dealing with symbolism here. Whoa. Yeah, there's a lot in the $20 bill, but I'm still on the morph. Got so many sparks. So with the M faces, emphasis, M is 13, which is the 4. So thing is, we're also dealing with morph. Because the F is also the pH. So metamorphosis is like a caterpillar to a butterfly, and act is in pillar. So we're also dealing with like movement of pillars, just like the symbol of the A and the M. Samson. Reconnecting. Yeah, I got this on a Milwaukee drill as my phone stand. It's working. I just gotta move like a ninja. So, one thing that I don't want to offend anybody, but it's a stupid joke, and I think it's stupid because of the accent. Is what is a Polish disco? My dad's cousin told me this because he's got like Polish kids, which is funny because the accent. Disco here, disco there, disco here. So anyway, I'm going to get into that. Let's get into the focus. In discussing. And I was looking for some album art because it's really funny that it ties in with that, but it has to do with the Saturday Night Live where he's like this, and he's on the looks like a Rubik's Cube, like the disco floor, the dance floor. It's dealing with notes too, and movement. I need some water. Dealing with action. Just trying to lighten the mood here. Let's go. So in the accents, in action, like Superman, who's got that red cape, which is also the A. You'll see the M. Two seconds. Kind of seem cooler in that one too, but damn. So with the action, we see accents. I want to get into the symbology right here in front of my marker. What else did you say? Morph, chakra. Yep. Yeah, like iced tea wrapper. Okay, 11. So let me back to the T and the K. So that's kind of like split, right? Like that split V. I mean the K. Hang on. When you look at the K as the pause symbol, too, we're also dealing with that. And plus is moving forward. So it's interesting that pause is also swap. It's also swap because we're dealing from left to right. We read it like that and then back to the left, so swap. And then the pause symbol, we got the two columns, which is also like call M. Which is calm. Holy shit, which is also calm. Damn, calm before the storm. Like energy has the I. Whoa. Whoa. I wonder if that's a fucking play on milk. Because milk is also at the center by the heart, by the breast. Whoa. Back to the MLK, MKL. Which a play on that is R, dealing with maker. Whoa. I'm trying to read your messages. Okay. Whoa. All right, hang on. That took me somewhere else. I can erase this too. And so when we get into the M and the N, you know, a difference here between M and N is the rib. So we're also dealing with vibration, like water. So I'm gonna get to my notes here because I got some fire notes. I got some of that stuff out of the way. Some of that shit just recently hit me with, had to tie in with the cards in the dark and the spark. This also gets into Dracula, which is that U and the L, which is also that 5 symbol. Whoa. So I want to get to that T and the K too. K2 is a mountain, and it's also that pause in movement. 11 equals 2. So we know that the 3, it's 3, 6, 9. The 3 is tree, which the H is that up and down, just like a tree grows up and it has roots. And re is like to rebound. Re is like to come back. So it's constant. It's like vibration, vibratory frequency. For re, damn, queen. C, queen 3. Damn. F is that 6 because we can see F is that triangle up and triangle down. See, it's split apart with the A and the M from the center to the, and when we say remember, it's to remember, to bring back together. And it's also rem, R-E-M, and ember. And we know we deal with eat. We're also dealing with M-N-8. And eating has to do with weight, which is that W-A-T-E. Now, we're also getting into water because we're dealing with that vibration. And so if you look at that too, another way of looking at that is a flipped upside down B, right? With a rib for that R. So like noise is also shun. We're also dealing with shown, which is also show N, which is I see a show energy. A lot of things where you put your weight to it, like a seesaw. So we see the seesaw, but we also see this like shuffle. You can see that shuffling, if you want to put the N in there. They say a mosh pit. Mosh pit is when things come together. It's a mosh pit. And we see that up and down right here at the end. We also see like Moses, your military occupational specialty. A lot of shit. Some like numbers. But an interesting thing too is when we look at Noah, we're also looking at relay. To relay, going back to relay, like laying down dominoes, relay, because we're dealing with actions and accents. And I gotta stop touching my phone. Inverse mal C, bad C. Mal is bad. Yeah, whoa. People go shopping at a mall. And when we deal with sales, like salesmanship, we're dealing with sales, we're dealing with ship. So we're dealing with relay, shun, ship. Shun is the noise, and we're dealing with the ship. Which ship equals 6. Ship equals 6. Fish, the band fish, equals 6. When you spell it like that, and when you spell it with an F, it also equals 6. And PH is that hocus pocus. And you know, F is also first. It also has to do with first. Because first we speak, first we open our mouth. Shellfish, self. So, damn, I got some fire notes that ties into this. I'm going to bring it in. So the Dalai Lama also has to do with the angle with the Jesus nailed to the cross, because we see nail. Also, if we look at that, the omni, right? Omni. I keep focusing on the omni because it has to do with the present. It has to do with now. So the Bible has 3 verses, which is the longest, the shortest, and the middle verse. And that's all in the book of Psalms. There's also a book of Acts. We're also dealing with the Acts, dealing with that movement, noise, action. You see that as Zion, but we also see that as sign. So this also has to do with the ace of base. And ace of base is also AB. So AB is that 1, 2, 1, 2. Put that, we got 2. And we also have 3 because it starts with 3, 6, 9. It also starts with B, which is a 2-letter word, you know, which also sounds like watt of electricity. It's interesting if we throw the H in there, we also get that thaw, like dealing with that thought, which is thought, dealing with the cross, The T is the cross, which is the source. So we say names. We say names. So omnipresence, the P is also odd, like the odd fellows. It's also the 6. And also fellow is fell, low, ship. But fellow is also like bell. It's dealing with the noise. Bell, O. Like there's a O, ownership, O. And I think that has to do with REM too, because ownership, there's a swap with the upside down W and the N, we get the REM. It's because sleep is peels. Things peel, like A peels. So we see peels with A peels. So we can see that as the opening, like the wand, wander or whatever. You see that as the ripple effect, and we could see that as the pond, like leaving the ripple effects. Because rip is also rib. If we flip the P, it's also a B. So rip, and then we see pools, which is also bulls. So we see red bulls, red what resembles, we're dealing with passion with the red. And our passion pulls us. And it's also passing, the ion, like of energy. Passing I, which is energy. On, ion. We also see like from the center to Z, which makes me think of Ziploc bags. Damn. I gotta get to my notes here. Damn. And you know what's interesting? I see like sour in source. I see sour. Like if you look at sword, sour, D, I see like half. I think a half circle, like a half circle goes sour without being whole. And then we see the tree of life is the 3 of life. The tree of life is the 3 of life. And the 8 from the tree. So 8 from the tree is like the 8 from the tree. The 8 fell from the tree. So it's the apple, the A pole, because the A fell from the tree. So this is Babel, the Tower of Babel, which is tower is water, because we're dealing with Moses who split the water. We almost see row and turn because the N is hidden, like the M takes on the N, like a marriage, like one name takes on the other, like a hymn. So there's hymn, just like rhythm has no vowels, and the vowel starts with A. A is open, and all the vowels are contained in O, M, So we have O, we have that O flip because we're dealing with window. We're dealing with window, like a syllables when we're adding the we're creating lists, like a list, which has to do with a seesaw because we're going from the center and we're adding weight, like steel or iron, which is the ire. The ire is on. The ire is on. The ire is on because we're going from LMNO, the N to the O. And we're going back and forth like a seesaw, so we see the ion. Keep going with this one here. And then, we also see loop and pull, but check this out. So the middle, the longest, and the shortest, this also gets into waves, because we're going waves just like the water, because tower is water. The tower fell like water. We wave high, we wave goodbye. So high is in the middle. The high is the apex. X is also the cross, and they gave us the ape. But anyway, this also has to do with ability, because capability. Man, I had some fire. Hang on. Coming back to me. So when we say add a one is also 1 1, like that pause symbol, adding energy, add like to add in. So adding 1 to that pause symbol, which is also the swap. So adding energy. And then we also have pause, like the palms of your hand. Damn, PAMS. We also have palms. And we cook in a pan, we eat, we're putting on weight when we eat, and with energy too. Just like that. LMNOP flip. We also see bowel, like bowels, which also sounds like vowels. And the other skateboard sticker I have is Powell Peralta. And then the two P's can also be set like this, like the split cross. Other way. Doing that LU symbol. Wow. So we say symbol, a musical symbol eyes. We're dealing with eyes. A symbol eye. We're also dealing with size. Symbols are shaped like triangles. We're also dealing with the two triangles. So this also has to do with Samson and Delilah. Because we're dealing with that pause, we're dealing with that play symbol right here. So we're dealing with that play symbol, and that's also the pause symbol, like the 3 and the 13. There's something there too. Like if you take this away and put that there, and you take that away and put that there, you got the 3. But and we got N and Z, right? So they say now I lay me down to sleep. So sleep is away from now. Now is up. Sleep is sideways, which is also the equal sign. So we're going from that 11, which when you put them together, we got the number, which hash has to do with eating too, but hash is a discussion. So we're dealing with that disc. That made me think of the disc O, the ball. And you're also seeing with bulb when the light turns on. So this gets me into the Bible. Some of the oldest cave symbols. Yeah, like. Then we have numbers like this too, right? And they used to count by 5 with stacks. So stack is axe too. Stacks, damn, stacks is axe, which is also axe. So we know that acronym AC is the alternating current rowing, just like the ship, rowing the names. We're dealing usually 2 paddles of a ship. We're dealing with these folds with these multiple meanings. in symbols that fold around each other, which also sounds like fold around with each other, which has aloof in it. Anyway, you got the Joker that makes me think of the Joker. Let's see this. So I'm going to get into a lot of symbols like Amazon and all that. But so when we say axe, N, it's like cutting, right? It's like cutting energy. You know, it's infinite. Infin, just like that shark fin. So that fin also has to do with start and finish. Start also sounds like heart, and finish, and we have the finish line. The line is also the lion. So talk about the lion's den. We're dealing with aligning ends, and benevolent, and malevolent. See, mal, see, looks like that. See, try dealing with the sob. But we also have said. We also have said, what you said, and also there's Simon Says. There used to be a game called Simon Says. Well, back to the N. That also has to do with that five symbology, because it's 14, and you can see the N when you do those stacks like that. You can see that symbol in the N. So we're dealing with ribs too. We also see that pause symbol in the center. So we see it binding. Like 2 is movement. 11 equals 2. So we see the 2. But when we see bind, we can see the 3, like the tree of life, which is in the center, right? Because we got the 1, the 2, tone. So we have this binding of the 3. And you know that the book is a binder. When you take our notes. Damn, this shit's deep, man. So I haven't even had to go to my notes. I just keep rocking. But this also has to do with the ribbon. Because rib is vibrate. This would think of bib. So we look at bib. A baby has a bib. They put a baby on a bib. A baby has a bib. Cowboys had that shit. Ooh, because the Bible is the cow. Damn. We're also dealing with mock. Thou shalt not speak in blasphemy. Blah, blah, blah. Damn. We're also dealing with speed, because mock speed is the speed of sound. The speed of sound is mock speed. And they have mock razor blades, right? So mock razor blades, we're dealing with the edge. We're dealing with edge, and this also has to do with knowledge, because we're dealing with now and the ledge, and we're dealing with that 1 in the edge. We're dealing with that edge of the sword with words. And we know that they use the birds, and the birds soar or soars. But like swords also hurt, and they can call sores. And we're dealing with hurts, which is also hers. So we're dealing with the mother goddess, and we see the symbology just like this here. This one's gone with the wind. Speaking of G and M, that's gone with the wind. And I bet gone with the wind has something to do with that too. We see GM motors and all that, but we see the M. Just like they merge and merge. Has that REM, and then the G. You know, the edge, like merging the edges. Emerge. M also is spelled EM as well. We're also dealing with that the compass symbol. Damn. 1 second. Yeah, full. I should see that I have to deal with fold. Full having to do with fold. And then fold to 10 fold. When they say fold, this is also fold as well. So the Christ on the cross is also the crease. And so the preacher is also dealing with pressure. Because heaven and earth is also dealing with that of the earth. We're dealing with matter. Matter is also like water too. So as above, as below, dealing with that water. Hang on 1 second. Also dealing with that search. You search for Christ. Damn. Oh, check it. In a puppeteer, you know the puppeteer has the strings on these things right here. And the Lord is also like the landowner, dealing with that matter. Best water is spring water. I like the word spring because it makes me think of spring, like giving energy. And there's a spring up the street, so I load up on water. So there's a lot of stuff here. I know there's a lot I can miss, but I know we're dealing with compassion too, with a Mach speed. Like compassion is the healing energy of the world. We see how many people are in cognitive dissonance and controlled like this, fed with death. And we know that this is all in the Bible and stuff. Moses asked for meat. This was all written by man at a time where Bacchus and Serapis, death was September 25th, and they added 2 months on the calendar. Iesus used to be Jesus, so we're just like Augustus and Julius Caesar, because that A could also be the one, like Iesus. And then we got that J for Julius. Iesus also became Jesus, so we got Augustus and Julius Caesar. Well, we also have C's, right? We have C's, we got like seizing energy. Because when we say energy, R is the center of that one. C's are, and we've split of the C's. Moses split the C's. So there's this alchemy going on here. In IMO, if the N is hidden, in my opinion, damn, so see Omni. Whoa. I want to get to my notes here because this is fire. Damn. So the water's above, water's below. We deal the sickle is also the hoe, which was given as heaven on earth. But it's also a plagiarization of the mother goddess back into that symbol. So mother goddess is 13 letters. And it's interesting that goddess has 2 D's, 2 S's, and we see go, right? We see go, but we also see the 2 D's as we write in 2D. So I write in 2D. So we make 3D. We make 3D in our notes, which also gets into that 1, 2, 3. I got some other notes on that one, but we're also dealing with that fold. I've seen something having to do with Eden in there, but that's got to come to me. But we see merge, right? We see the merge. And the Grim Reaper, we got the merge and reappear. So the Eastern Jesus, anyway, is the Dalai Lama. So there we get that nailed. We see that in there. Or we see Lane anyway. We see... Damn, we see the LIL too. Check it. Fuck, this is crazy. That's why I like doing this, because I remember some of the stuff I dropped in the past. Because when we look at the Lila... That's also Lil is slang for little. I haven't thought about that one either. We're doing with these folds and stuff. We also see idea. We see that pause symbol right there. I got to get back to the T and the K. And the idea is like trapped in that pause symbol. I almost see Hades, something relating to Hades in there too. Ooh. So in momentum, we got the 3 M's. The Most High is dealing with 9. 9 equals 11, which is also that pause symbol. It's that pause in, that movement, like that vibration. So where it merges right here. There's a lot of energy here, so like just we also have like tension. Damn. 10 equals 3, because the 3 of life, the tree of life, is also at the center. Because this is what's different. So the 9, then we get to the 10, then we get to the separation. And what separates is that lightning that hits and separates. Because if we look at lightning, 2 back to the 2 ends. It's like that I, so like the L-I-L. Thing about alignment. When we say alignment, you got the G is quiet and aligning. Damn, I gotta go to my notes. But when we see this, we see Eve. We see Eve. With the 3 M's, we see level, which is even. And then we're dealing with events, momentums. Okay, I got through those notes to the next. Still with me? This is gonna be fire right here. I'm still not gonna let that air conditioner ruin my presentation. So when we get to this is my fire notes right here. Oh man. This shit's deep. So when we look at like circuit, we look at the word circuit. We also have quit. And if we flip that, we get the G. So we could look that as get. Oh my God, this shit is deep, man. Let me spell like it is here. We could look at it like get, like target, which has to do with art. Hang on, this shit's deep. So we do that, right? Then we have the I could also be the L, which we're dealing with guilt. So we got get and guilt. And we know that we sew with a quilt, the QU. This that could be guilt, that could also be quilt. And then we're dealing with the equal and the plus. So when we say sew, this also has to do with the C and the saw. Because you reap what you sow and what reappears, and it has to do what you saw is what was. Oh, this shit is deep, man. So, but when we look at it like this, so, hang on. It's interesting, like when you bite, you gnaw, that gnaws, something gnaws at you. And if you put the G like a lowercase g and flip it, it can also be like a wand, like with a twist of no, because wands. Damn, that shit's deep. Deep like swamps. Because not everybody can see that shit. That's like the swamp thing. You have to be able to see through the swamp. Which we have the pawns. The pawns are the little guys. The pawns are the little guys in the chessboard. And they get sacrificed. And they say what spawns is like from seeds. So this has to do with the core, which is the center. And responding. Core respawned. Spawn, just like the comic book Spawn. I gotta go to my notes because I saw something there. And then we see dense, which is ends. Like the ends, we're dealing with that sewing. We're also dealing with dense. So that has to do, like something gnaws at you. Check it. This is the alchemy. When something gnaws at you, like the alchemy is to make it into a song. And then you go graceful like a swan. So I went to the bicycle. Oh shit, this gets crazy. So the mind doesn't wander. This goes into the Bible and what's believable. Shit, let me rewrite this. You could do this a couple ways. You could do the two B's together, like this. like musical notes, or you could do it like flip this way and tie it together as a capital B. Either way. No, I'm sorry, you need the D at the end. Lowercase b, keep it the same. We flip the B at the end. So we got build. And when we say like builder, we have that red. And then we have dual. We have like a dual. The red is like, it has to do with reading too. And then we also have read is different than red, because read is playing the music, red is past. So it's like the waves, like into the top of the wave. Read is also deer, which we also have dare. Damn. I'm gonna keep rocking here. Need some water. So when we look at past, like the baton is passed, pass the baton. Damn. Here you go. Is also back to that Batman as well. Is the bat on? So we see the bat right here, and we see the on. And no is 9 in German, so they emerge where they meet at the center is 9, right? Which we're also doing with 2 N's in that one. With the I at the center. Let me remember what I was saying. So bat, and it's also, we're looking at boat. Like the botan, passing the botan. Botan is also botanical, which is I C, like I C, AL, which is 1-1. Back to that K, back to what's paused, back to the vibration paused. Whole world in your hands. What we see is what is paused, because this has to do with composites, because we're dealing with density and depth perception and what appears. Damn. Pear is a fruit too. Pear is a fruit, and pear is to pair together. What we see, a pairs. What appears. Disappears. We're also dealing with sip. Dealing with that full cup or whatever. Let me check my notes. Check messages. Okay, so yes. RK, oh man. Louisa V. I'd like to take a break and give a really special shout out to Kyung Dae Sung. Thanks for the hookup. I gotta check your channel. I'm really busy. So Raul 2, Ruiz, anybody who's been checking my channel, anybody new to my channel. So I like the zone with the directions, because you get northeast, southwest. Louisa V, fire. Yep. Whoa. I need a second here to just digest that. Blue suede shoes. You said emphasis sends you to Memphis. And it's interesting, it's blue suede shoes, because sewed, like sewed is in suede, and shoes, showed. I don't know. I'm reaching there. Shoot, I almost see like blue suede, almost like showed and deuce almost. Blue suede shoes. Let's see, show. Elvis. Wow. Yeah, cool. So check it too. When we're dealing with what appears, you know, they use stained glass window. So like they say the widow's son. We also have open right here, open, open, and then this, we're dealing with the sun, shone, shine, and then we're also dealing with with the colors. We're also dealing with that coordination of the line in the we're dealing with the angles, with the arc and the square. So arc of the covenant as well, because we're doing the arc, sign, and the covenant, which we see again. Damn, it's interesting with the anybody who's getting jiggy with a jabby, Coven, and it's 10, which was also a net. So whatever people are getting caught up with, it has to do with some kind of thing there, is what I'm seeing. Grab some water. I gotta move like a ninja so my phone doesn't drop. Check my messages. Globe. So I want to get back to the here and there and the heart, breaking the heart. And then that also represents the bell, and you got Bella and below in the broken heart symbolism. And the cover is like heart hurts is also shirt. So these frequencies give us cover. They cover us. So in N, I see integrity. I see N, intuition, which is into. Shun, which is shun. Shun is noise, or what's shown. Intuition. So you got the two N's there too. Two-ish. I gotta think about that one. Two-ish. Two-ish is to wish. Damn, to wish. Damn. Oh, wow. Show it. Okay, I went off on a tangent there, but back to my notes. I got some fire. So I was thinking like how poetry, when putting things together, is like pottery. So back to that morph and the form. So when we look at form and function, the key to form and everything and work is like the circuit. You see earth. So circuit, what else is going to circuit? It's circuit tree, right? Dealing with that tree. Circuit tree. Okay. I got so many fire notes, but I want to get the ones I was writing in my car. So when we deal with Christ, Christ was strict. We also see strike. You know, it takes pressure to crease. And now we go to foretell. We forage. We forage is what we do for our health, which is for age. So this goes back to the omnipresence, which was split by Jesus on the cross. The two thieves are the two T's, which is also the two trees between the cross and the middle, which is also the 369. Can be seen as a 369, which 369 equals 18, which is 9, which this 9 is the most high because that's where they merge in the center. They use that for pornography too. Porn, which is also born. There's so many weird twists and turns with words. Wow. So when here we go open your window sill. So you got the sill, we got the syllable. So check it. I got some cool notes on this one. This goes into the Bible, what's believable. Obviously tree, we see earth too when we add that H, because the H, just like the ghost, the Holy Ghost, we see goes, right? We see goes, and then we see the positive symbol. So we're doing propulsion. Hail, oh yeah, thank you. I had a relaxing moment there. Ostrich is oh Christ. And the crazy thing about the ostrich, people who pray to Christ, ostrich, they put their head in the sand, because then we're dealing with that faith, that symbol too of that, which is a way, away. Fuck, damn, away. They get away. Look at the symbolism, like wave. And you got that rib dealing with that vibration, which is also here, which is also a wall. Gets into law and a whole lot of other shit, which has to do with law and order, dealing with order. But I'm dropping a lot of stuff here to drop seeds for future stuff, where I can pause and go, where I can, because it takes too much time to erase the board with some of the symbols that go back to back. But this is cool. I can surf through this. But when we see like synonyms and acronyms, we're looking at AC, alternating current, C. And then we're dealing with row, like rowing the ship. And NIMS is names. What's mine's is yours, what's mine's is yours. I got to get back to numbers because I had some sick ones with the cave symbolism. But it's interesting how these words flow into one another like water. So that gets into foretelling. And I was getting into like fortune is the fortune. Which is almost like that newt and gab, because newt is like newt and gab. Gab is like get almost. Different ways of looking at that. But when you forage for age, I was getting into the omnipresence, how that was split. And like you forage is for vegetables and living plants, like non-GMO stuff. We're going back to the center, back to the heart. And when what breaks you away from the heart is when you're of rage, like a raging storm. Damn. So we're dealing with gears when you look at these right here too, right? Because we're dealing with shifting, we're dealing with symbols. That's how it works. Damn. So also there's forage. We've got four aces in the deck of cards. And when we're dealing with faces, F is the 6, which you can look at that as the 2 triangles as well. Aces. Then we got like sacred. I'm reaching for that one. So check it. That's deep. Shout out to Louisa V. I don't know if this was you or this was me. We're talking together on this one with the Visa logo. How V is A. I mean, that is so sick. So that gets into the alternating current. Credit card, CC, actions or accents. Accents, we see the CC. But we're also dealing with the AC sense. We could see the C written, like, you know what I mean? The greater than or less than, because we're doing greater than or less than the 3 of life with the 369. Back to that symbol of this here too. Like they say, is everything okay? And we said, but focus with the 0, which that's the wand as well. That's the wand. When we go away from there, we wander where our passion is, because we're passing the eye on. Eye is at the center. We tear from harm on eyes. Damn, ice cream. Getting back to this, acronyms, acroing the names. I think I said that already, but I'm getting back into this because accents could also be looked at as like alternating current, sense. So we're dealing with sense and ability. So check this one out. Sense could also be looked at as like seance. Seance. We also have cane. You also see that as cane. So we're dealing with sense and ability. We're also dealing with able, which is ability based on your senses and based on your action. And when we look at the Superman symbol too, we got that. I think I already said that one, but we got the S in the middle, like splitting, like the 7 that separates. So superiority is in the center, or supremacy, supreme. I see. Okay, I'm gonna get past that one here. I think I juiced up those notes right there. I got everything out of what I wrote there. On to the next. Any new comments? Sensi, north, south, east, west, no west. How is the present moment? Knowest. Ooh, I'm gonna get that. Keeps disappearing when I'm reading it. Let me go back. I think I'm screenshotting your comment because I'm going to get back to that. That's one I got to take a second to reflect on. Because the messages come up and they disappear, and some of those are really deep, what you're saying. So that's going to spark a lot for me here. Poetry, pottery, thank you. I can't wait to pass on some of this information right here. So like knowest, like we say knowest with EST, when you look at test, just like new bass, nothing moves without bass, which is also percussion. So repercussions. Just like a hash is a discussion. So this also gets into numbers, because we see the T's are split right here. So also we have T's, like the T's. I'm gonna get into that one. percussion. So we have compass, which is also that cow. In Willy Wonka, speaking of that Noah, the Oompas, which is compass as well, came from there were pygmies that came from the North Pole. If you read up on that, the original book. And Oompa Loom, Elo, Oompa Loom could be Elohim. We're also dealing with that 10. We're dealing with that hymn. We're dealing with the sounds and vibrations with that hymn. And it's interesting when we go through tough times or rocking a baby to sleep in the center, it's usually hymns or like lullabies, right? That calm. Wow. That calm malice. So with the S, malice is bad. S. We got the goddess in between the two thieves or the two trees. So to pass a test, we're dealing with the base, we're dealing with the movement, we're dealing with pass. And compass has to do with direction. And we know we're dealing with resurrection. We're dealing with resurrection. So I was thinking of common sense and how nobody has common sense, or they say that common sense isn't common anymore, because when you listen to how you think about the hypnotic frequencies and vibrations, there was one what's that song, Pretend If You Like My Song, and that's a hit, like hit rhythm, where you just got people bobbing to songs. It's weird. So I got about 2 hours. I'm going to keep going a little bit here. So when we look at games like Mortal Kombat, you see these symbols too. Which we could see that as like 3, the 2 triangles, different ways of looking at that. And then Kano, K, now, which also has to do with Noah and Wonka. And it's interesting that an eagle, right, makes the sound of a caw. Okay, this is some fire right here. So we say Plato's cave. Back to the test. Another way of looking at this, Plato's cave. It's interesting that they give us Plato, which is do for what you do. Just also odd when they say N, because we're dealing with energy. So what you do in energy, which is used like that puppeteer cross. There's also play to, which is movement, which is also that letter B, play to's cave. Which also made me think about something with the Trojan horse and the word think. Made me think of the Trojan horse. Dealing with these 3 lines, right? Damn, I erased it, what I had before. With the T and the H. We'll get into that. Because this is also a 4. We do like the stack of the 5. Looks like the N. This is could also be a stack of 4 with the think. And we have ink. They say the next of kin. Next is also like, next is nest. It's the same thing, next, nest. Similar. I'm going to keep going till my battery dies. I got a little left here. It's also interesting that 10 chin is 10 sin. So we got 10 commandments talking about what to do. So we say Plato's cave is also when I think of poetry and pottery, I think of Plato. And I think of clay. It's interesting too. Check this shit out. When you write clay, if I put a rib or a vibration, like here, we got play. It's like playing with clay. This is deep. Okay, I'm gonna write some quick comments before my phone dies. So also, I want to get into that pinball symbol I have because we got that M in the center with the ball being right here, and this being the pin. This having to do with open. I'll get back to that when I can show my symbols. I look forward to breaking down some of my collages and other notes because they're really scattered. But I just want to fly with some recent notes I got. So when we talk about time, we're tying the M. So that also gets to the tie that's on the $20 bill, because we're tying like the two T's, which also are the two X's, which are two 10s, which is the 20. Damn, I can't wait to go on again when I do this. But when we say begin, we're dealing with, I'm going to start next time with the beginning. So when we say begin, begin equals 10, just like 1, like the first. And then you have inning. So if you write beginnings, that equals 9, and there's nine innings in baseball. So this gets back into the base. Saab is, you know what, it's interesting, the car that I crashed was a Saab, and it caught on fire. And my boy Raul pulled me from that. Whoa. I mean, I think I already realized that too, but the symbiosis. So the Trojan horse with the ink. Let me get down to my symbols, Nike. So begins, when we write begins, when we add the S, this is a 2. Like Batman Begins. So 2 is movement. So things start with movement. And then when we finish, start to finish, it's like the fin, right? The fin goes from down to up. Like we rise in the morning. It's interesting, we rise right here. We're down, we're sleeping, we rise. And then we got the N and the Z too. We can get into that one. I got some real fire notes too, how you crawl before you walk, and symbolism that's in the alphabet. So, how much battery I got? I think I got enough. If this dies, it dies. So this has to do with talking. And that L is the alchemy. We can rewrite things based on the sound. So we can write crawl like this. This has to do with the K. This also gets into the T and the K, which I might have to get back to. So we see this like a leg. We see this as L, like walking, the L over the K. So we got J, K. Sorry, the other way. I meant to write it that way. So we see walking K, L. So we can see the walking legs here. Check it. Look at the symbols. You can see you gotta crawl before you walk. So we see the wall right here. So we see the A and the M, those triangles right there. And then we see the L walking over the wall right here with the K and the word walk. This shit gets really deep. Damn. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for all this one. One leg over the other. So we start in kindergarten when you're at the beginning. Damn, my phone's about to die. So it starts in kindergarten, which is that pause symbol. I'm gonna do this again where I can get into my artwork a little more, but you can see that like there's artwork in the words. So this also has to do with left and right. In balance, like you crawl before you walk. I got stumbled on my notes, I'm not gonna lie. Like I got a little bit too complex for me right now. I should think about what I was writing. But damn. This is RENÉG. I'm titling this one a new genre. RENÉG, which is a way of thinking. It's interesting how toll, tree of life, is also toll, like the toll. And money got switched. Omni, money makes people move, dealing with that cross. And so this also has to do with people praying down on their knees to pray. So knees also spelled with a K. Like seek as well. So you see K. So it's got people like children seeking. And the keys, when you look at seek backward, it's keys. So when you look at a key, it's like this. Check my messages. Damn, this is a long time for me to go. Let's see. Talk. Tree of knowledge. Yes. Also climb. Yeah. Hang on. KLMNO. We see climb. Mountains. Yes. Tree of knowledge is talk. Yep. Tree of knowledge. Not only that, it puts you to sleep. When I was talking about hypnosis with vibrations. So, because it's like calculate. Well, because words are descriptions. Describe. We describe. Describe. Damn, scribe has bricks. something like that. Looks like bricks. Damn, what did you write? That had me think something. TikTok. Oh my God, yes. That's also that A and the O, or the LO. TikTok. Now with the T and the K, they both equal. T is 20. Back to the $20 bill. I'm gonna end it on this one. So T is 2, like 2, 1, 2. You see them cross together. Talk. So K sideways, we know is that pause symbol. And we can also see that split, the T. Well, it's split because pause is positive. And then we have pause it. We have pause and we have positive. That's interesting. But pause isn't moving, but 11 equals 2 when 2 is movement. In between the focus. So this could be looked at as mind and body, because we're dealing with composites. Because you know that compost goes back to the earth. We composite. Cows are also the bulls. Back to the Superman. Let me see my messages. Oh yeah, check it. So now I lay me down to sleep. Didn't get too much sleep, but I'm fired up from your messages here. We also sleep on a cot. Which makes me think of coat. To coat. You're going from the nudity. Coat is putting on weight too, because you're putting on something, which is weight. Which makes me think wet water. What else did you write me? Thank you for your comments. Anybody checking my channel, I haven't really promoted it too much. I really appreciate you, Young Dae Sung, for hooking me up with Valerie, for your inspiration. You've been leaving me some awesome. I can't wait to build. I got more with the Bible, but I can't think of it now. But when I talk about shirts, his and hers is sure. Hurts. Damn. The Z can also be up here like an S. Looking at shirt from the clothes. Check it. So the fig tree. Fig is also gift, which is the present. We know that the gift is shaped like this, right? Forgot where I was going. I'm kind of tired. But stay sleeping on a cot. I was writing something. Let me think about, what did you write? Do the tree of life. I'll get more into symbols, but also with numbers. It's also interesting with this. Now I lay me down to sleep, going to the right. And this shit's so deep. Damn. I just forgot what I was writing. What did you write? I just had a moment. Hang on, what was I thinking? I'm going sideways. Rib and vibration. With the knot, I'm nodding up when I talk. I forgot what I was saying. Maybe shit was fire, but it'll come back to me. I hope this presentation is fire because I turn off my air conditioner, put this down, and there's some more stuff that anything I missed, I know I'll think of again. And like rhythm is right M, which is motion, emotion, all that stuff. Shit, man. Damn. Forgot what I was saying. You got more comments? Babble, Apple. I said that. Yeah, cool. Yeah. So it's Babble, Apple. So we say the bit.